is June 21st. And I'm just waking up. I slept pretty good last night, recovering from a migraine from 2 days ago. And if anybody approaches me here at this area in the next week, including today, I'm going to spend today doing a lot of administrative work at this area. And these people are opportunists, okay? So the point I'm trying to make, I'm a target of organized stalking. You can go to Google and type in a gang stalking tech, everything you need to know in order to understand what's happening towards me, in part. And these people are opportunists, and one of the main methods that they use is to never let you feel relaxed. That's why the organized stalking is expedited towards the target on such a feverish scale along the routes. That's why the community notification is sent out to the community, so the business community will even harass the target when they enter their business. And so I'm going to be hanging around here quite a bit today to do administrative work. And if anybody approaches me for any reason, I don't give a shit who it is, a kid, anybody from the ages of 6 up until 89. And trust me, if you look on the internet, you'll discover that they'll use anybody from these age groups to be a buffer between the target and the police, because they don't want it to be transparent that the police are involved in these expeditions. And if you look at the manifesto, you can clearly see that the police are. Hang on a second. Now, yesterday I went to the FBI. Hang on. I'm having my morning cigarette. I just woke up. Now, yesterday I went to the FBI in San Diego, and I waited over 20 minutes for the FBI agent to come out and talk to me. And I had my digital tape recorder running, and this one right here, and they literally shut down it from the recording volume. So, but about 12 minutes towards the end of the recording time, in reference to the time that I was there, he came out in the last 6 minutes of the recording time, and they shut it down to where you can't even hear anything that's being said. On a scale of 1 to 10, you can only hear it 0.5, which is half of 1. And that proves right there that these technological capabilities they have in their possession is being used towards me. Now, someone also went to my YouTube channel and set it up to where I can only make 15-minute videos again. And I have a feeling the reason why they were doing that, well, let me get back to the audio file in reference to me having my tape recorder running when I went over to the FBI, and then they shut it down to the point where you can barely hear anything that's being said in the last 10 minutes or the last 12 minutes of that recording session, which the FBI agent came out in the last 6 minutes. Is because that capability is described in the remote neural monitoring file. If you go to Google and type in remote neural monitoring, you can clearly see, that they have the capacity through RF filtering access any electronic equipment and go in and compromise the internal functions or the data. Okay, and now I can't videotape the whole audio segment of the time I got off the bus, actually got on the bus, and then made my decision to go to the FBI building on the bus route. And I get off the bus, walk over to the FBI, talk to the security guards until the FBI agent comes out. And then when he comes out and he talks to me and I talk to him, I can't show that whole, digital file, because they have went in and they either contacted YouTube or went into my YouTube account and shut down the capabilities of me being able to make YouTube videos that are longer than 15 minutes. Yeah. And if I section it out to where it's a 59-minute file, if I section it out, they can say, well, you altered the video. This isn't even part of the same video. They can say, you altered the audio file. This isn't even the same audio file. What they'll say is that you sectioned it out to make it appear that way. Understand this and be clear. I'm going to figure out a way to do it. And since I still had the same audio file in my possession, and you can still somewhat hear it, if I took this digital tape recorder right now and put it up to my ear, I can still barely hear it. So there's got to be a way to draw that out to where the volume can be, to where what's being said can be heard. And I'm gonna try and figure that out. But I still have the actual video. I mean, I still have the actual digital audio file that shows that it's 59 minutes long. But if I break it up into sections of 4 15-minute pieces, or three 15-minute pieces and one 14-minute pieces, because it's 15 minutes and something seconds long. It's 59 minutes and something seconds long. If I do that, then they can say, well, you just altered it and sectioned it out and tried to make it look like it was altered. Understand this and be clear. I haven't lied about one thing since this organized stalking expedition has been brought about towards me. And I can make a video right now. In fact, I'm going to make a video when I'm in a more lighted area of showing that it's a 59-minute video or audio file, and then fast forward it in front of the video camera to show that it's the same audio file, and to show how it's corrupted, how it's fine at the beginning of it, and then it's corrupted towards the end. That's what I'll do, and then I'll section it out. But this is one of the reasons why they compromised my YouTube channel to where it can only be to where only 15-minute videos can be made. Is this? Hang on. Because about a week ago, I started doing massive administrative work. I started looking up lawyers online, creating separate Gmail accounts so I can, because I'm going to be seeing different types of lawyers, like constitutional lawyers, police misconduct lawyers, premise liability lawyers, because of the MTS assault and the fact that MTS sent me an altered video of the assault. Let's see. Guardianship and probate attorney lawyers, because I know what the reason why they initiated this campaign was to take legal custody of me, to exploit my finances, my Medicare, and to attempt to exploit me sexually in a syndicated run group home, because this is organized crime within the system. If you look at the manifesto, you can clearly see that it is. They go after single women, single mothers, people on disability, the elderly. They're into trust fund liquidation, property co-opting, mortgage co-opting, identity theft, all types of racketeering like you would not believe. And I'm a single woman on disability, so all you have to do is do the math. And if you look at the manifesto, you can clearly see flat out in your face that they're into research, okay, which is actually called human experimentation. In the manifesto, it talks about research numerous times, and that they consider us targets as nothing but lab rats, because what they do is sell the research to and the behavior modification studies that they attempt to do towards a target through remote neural influencing, remote neural monitoring, and remote neural stimulating. Okay, and as a result of how they perpetrate that technology towards a target by manipulating them neurally, they take 2 steps back and compromise all the data as a result of the manipulation, and treat it as a behavioral study, and then sell that behavioral study research to research facilities. Yeah. And so they make money off of 4 angles. Okay, the taking over the monthly check, the exploiting the Medicare, to exploit the target sexually, and the behavioral research. So they're not doing nothing but treating human beings and torturing them for money, okay, and discrediting the hell out of them, and making sure they never get no uncorrupted legal help. I already know that for a fact, because I've read hundreds of blogs from fellow targets about how they went to the FBI, filed lawsuits even against the federal government, because the federal government ain't legally advocating for their civil rights like they're supposed to. Like the FBI's got a division called for civil rights, and they do nothing but get screwed over. And then I'm finding out some targets are actually finding out that there are a lot of rogue FBI and CIA individuals involved in this stuff. And if you don't believe what I'm saying, I suggest you go to YouTube and type in the Bioethics Commission, bioethics issues. Timothy W. is a good one for you to type in. And they're not doing nothing but taking vulnerable individuals who don't have the money to hire lawyers. They also have the power positions in the community to literally approach law firms and tell them even possibly with an NSA letter, which is an extremely powerful legal instrument, because they can approach you with an NSA letter, a lawyer with an NSA letter, or a law firm with one, and literally intimidate the law firm not to take the case. They can tell all types of lies about why a person is being scrutinized to begin with, which will intimidate law firms not to take the case because they can tie them up in legal work for 10, 15 years. That's what they're doing right now with Morrison and Forster, who are supposedly advocating for the Vietnam veterans of America in reference to the CIA experimentations of the Vietnam veterans during the Vietnam War. That litigation is still being tied up. And so the point I'm trying to make is this: these NSA letters are so powerful that they can intimidate the hell out of law firms. And as a result of the intimidation, the law firms are smart. They know that the government can tie them up in constant rotating legal battles, which will drain them financially and never produce any results for them or the client. And those NSA letters also have the power to act as an instrument to where the law firm doesn't even have a right to tell the client or the potential client that they were approached by the NSA. Yeah, which leaves the target believing that no matter where they run to, they're not going to get no help, and that an invisible force is intimidating all types of help they do run to. This is the literal audacity of what us targets have to experience. So I went to the FBI building yesterday, and I had to wait over 24 minutes for an FBI agent to come out. When he finally did, they shut down the recording quality of my digital audio device, my digital tape recorder, this one right here. And so make sure you look at all of the YouTube videos that are in the comments feature of this one. And I already know for a fact that these individuals will work with the San Diego police. And how do I know that? On August 18th, when I went down after I was assaulted at a bus stop, and I talked to a sergeant over at the San Diego Eastern Division Police Station who was extremely rude to me. He told me, he goes, "Have you been to the FBI yet?" And he goes, "If I were you, I'd go to the FBI." So this could be one way of, and I was literally gaslighted through organized stalking tactics by this sergeant when he was talking to me. Now understand this and be clear. If he directed me to the FBI, I go to the FBI and they don't give me no help at all. But yet he says he'll contact the San Diego Police Department and tell them to take a police report for me. And I said, well, what if they don't? And he says, well, I ain't got no choice over that. So I won't be surprised anyway at all that if these two haven't already connected together. And why is that? Because for 7 full months I was literally tortured through electronic harassment, organized stalking, and remote neural monitoring 150 feet away from the San Diego FBI building. Understand this. In order to understand that statement, look at the YouTube videos that are in the comments feature of this one, and you will see undeniable, undisputable proof that this situation is happening towards me. Now, also to understand something, the reason why they shut down my YouTube capability of me being only able to make 15-minute YouTube videos is because about a week ago, I was processing neurally thoughts about uploading an hour and 20-minute long digital audio file of showing me predicting that the San Diego police might come and evict me from my camping area right next door to the FBI, and within an hour and 20 minutes, they came. Yeah, because I was making statements in my digital audio recorder that the next day I was going to go to the FBI and tell them I was a human trafficking target and that San Diego police were involved. And I said if they come up and evict me today, it's because they don't want to look like it would be retaliation after I go to the FBI. And within an hour and 20 minutes, they came up and evicted me. And there's also flat-out extreme proof that they were involved in what happened the day before at that same location. Flat out in your face proof. And so they must not wanted that whole entire audio file to be able to be streamlined to YouTube. Okay, so they can then turn around and say, well, you just sectioned a digital file that you made after the fact. Bullshit. My name is Leslie Williams, because I can show you that's one whole audio file too by showing you the audio file and then fast forwarding it. And then once I put it together in pieces, you'll be able to see that it's one long one by going back and looking at it. My name is Leslie Williams, and I already have undisputable proof they're involved in this. And as far as me camping next door to the FBI, I got to stop. This video is almost 15 minutes long. Look at the YouTube videos in the comments feature of this one for undeniable, undisputable proof. San Diego, California, June 21st, 2012.